premiere episode of California Limelight. I'm Will Wilson.
And I'm Tony Pompoino. We're excited to be your hosts. Folks, you may remember me from Wise Guys Cooking, Mark's Place, The Mark and Tony Show, and most currently, Manjan Music with the Tonys. But folks, we've got a special treat. I've got a new great partner to be working with. Ladies and gentlemen, Will, let everyone know a little bit about your background.
Sure. I'm from Calgary, Canada, and I was a Canadian journalist up there in the cold, white north. I'm excited to be down here in Palm Springs and fall in love with the valley that you know.
You know what, folks, I'll tell you, she told me a funny little story about sometimes when she'd be out there and what was it, your eyelashes would freeze over?
Yeah, I get frozen eyelashes and frozen hair, so we can't touch that, otherwise it'll shatter.
Well, that's not going to happen here. And by the way, when the show's over, can I have your autograph? Can I have your autograph, please? Anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what's going on?
Sure. Well, and we're broadcasting right from Palm Springs, California, and we'll be showing you fun and exciting things to do in California. We'll also be bringing the latest trends from the worldwide scene.
And we're also going to be showcasing incredible local talent and featuring stories from legends of the valley.
Speaking about getting out into the community, why don't we go do something and show everyone how exciting the valley really is?
Well, what would you like to do?
Okay, well, why don't we do one of my favorite hobbies, but I'll make it a surprise.
Uh-oh. You know what? For some reason, folks, I'm starting to feel like I'm having a Regis moment on our show.
Well, I'm going to blindfold you, but don't worry, I'll drive.
Blindfold me?
Okay,
anyway.
Well, let's go.
All righty.
What are we doing here? Are we going to a concert or something?
No, we're going to go skating, and we're going to play hockey, you and me.
Skating? I haven't skated since I was like 11 years old. I used to wear double-bladed skates. We used to go skating in the back of the ice rink in my elementary school. They have double-bladed skates here?
We can ask, unless you want to forfeit now.
Me? Forfeit to you? Absolutely not. Game on.
All right, well then let's go. What is taking Tony so long? Oh, you know what? I think he chickened out. Nice skates you got there.
Yeah.
Palm Springsy up here.
Palm Springs stuff. You think you got me now? Bring it on. Let's go.
Tony has no idea what I'm bringing. Game on.
Bringing back my youth when I lived in Detroit.
Jeff Larson, the hockey director here at Acrisure Arena. So you have a really exciting job, it seems, and you get to work with kids. So can you tell us a little bit about what you get to do here?
Yes. We have a really exciting program going on right now with kids 5 to 9 years old. When they enroll in the program, we give them a full, complete set of hockey equipment, skates, sticks, all the gear, and then 7 weeks of coaching with certified USA hockey coaches.
Yeah, and you were telling me about how it gives kids here a chance to play hockey.
Right, non-traditional hockey market. So we like to provide the equipment and the coaching, so the kids get a real good idea of what hockey's all about, the right way with full equipment. You don't get hurt on the ice falling down. You have protection.
And you come from a very vibrant hockey background. Can you share a little bit about yourself as well?
I'm from the university. I went to the University of Minnesota. Grew up in Minnesota, which is a real hockey town. But fortunate enough to play in a few Frozen Four tournaments and a free agent tryout with St. Louis Blues.
Amazing. So, how does your history tie into how you made it here at Acrisure Arena?
Yeah, it's a passion once you're in the sport, and I really want to grow it here in the desert. And give kids that opportunity to play hockey here in locally.
Right. And on that note, what can you tell someone if they're nervous about starting or trying or don't know how to skate, or what's some advice that you can give to them?
Yeah, you know, it's a fun experience. And like I said, you get a full set of equipment. So if you fall, you're not going to get injured. We have good coaches that teach you how to skate the right way and without too much pressure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So come on down to Acrisure Arena and let's get your hockey started. We're here with Jeff. He's the skating director here at the Berger Foundation at Acrisure Arena, and you are a two-time USFS gold medalist.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It's part of the testing structure with US Figure Skating. So all of our skaters go through different levels, and to compete at the senior level, you test up to your gold level, which you can do here at the Berger Foundation.
Yeah, so the Berger Foundation is all about helping people help themselves. And it's beautiful that it ties into our community here in the Coachella Valley and for all sorts of programs such as skating and figure skating,
Exactly.
hockey, for kids, adults, everyone. Tell us about that.
From the ages of 2 and up to 99 years old. So we have our Coachella Valley Skating Academy, which is brand new to the desert. We actually had another rink in the desert that closed during COVID. So we haven't had ice in the desert for about 2 years. So this is a huge boom for our skating community here, and it's going to be the best place to be during the summer. So we have skate academy classes that are often offered 3 times a week, and it's thriving. So it's a lot of fun.
And there's public skating for people of all levels.
Yeah,
is that
just
right?
like right now we have an adult public session, so this is for 18 and over, and then we have theme nights. So we had glow skate, we have Kickin' It Country, which is happening this month. We've had disco nights, so with DJ Mod Girl and a lot of fun stuff.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
And so what about anyone who wants to learn how to skate? What's some advice that you can say?
So, we just visit the Berger Foundation Iceplex website, and we have all of our skate academy classes, whether you want to do figure skating, do hockey, become a junior Firebird. You can do that here, as well as just if you want to come out and get some good exercise. If you used to skate as a kid, come out and reignite that passion for skating. We're open every day. We have public sessions every day. So
Amazing.
7 days a week.
Cool. All right, well, come on down and check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Grandberry.
I used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as that glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it, no. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. Oh, you're smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, wow. Mr. Tony Grandberry. That was awesome, man.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Fabulous.
Yep, indeed.
That was fabulous.
Thank you.
So tell me, why are you known as Mr. Fabulous?
Well, interestingly enough, when I came out here about 10 years ago, I was the front man for the GAN band, and we opened the Purple Room.
I remember that.
Right,
Yep.
right, and we did it for over a year, like Fridays and Saturdays. And I'm telling you, after a couple of months, every time I'd get off stage, you were fabulous. Fabulous this, fabulous this. I thought that was the unofficial word for California. I didn't even know. All right, so one early morning at 3 o'clock, I said, that's it. That's my hook, Mr. Fabulous.
Mr. Fabulous.
And it stuck.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I've heard it over and over, by the way. I hear people telling all the time, Mr. Fabulous, Tony Grandberry.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it really stuck really well.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about some of your favorite moments in your career.
I got a couple that stand out. One of the first is I was blessed to be on the same bill with Al Green and Patti LaBelle at the Bermuda Music Festival. Not Bermuda Dunes.
Actual in Bermuda.
In Bermuda.
Well, how cool is that, man?
And that was very cool, 3,000 people. And then I guess my other highlight was I was flown over to Hong Kong to do a private event for Lockheed Martin for scientists from around the world. And that was amazing.
I could imagine what a trip that must have been.
Amazing. I still have shirts and suits that I got from over there.
You've put together an all-star band.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are some terrific performers. Why would anyone want to hire your band? Tell us all about the band that you've put together.
Well, I've got experience, okay?
Yeah.
And regardless of the occasion, I can put a crew together, I can put the music together that fits almost any and every demographic. Everything from soup to nuts as far as a cocktail hour all the way through dancing until midnight, and we do all types of different music. We do standards, we do R&B, Motown.
What brings the most joy in your business? What is that you like the most?
Well, surprisingly, the most joy, even though like I said, I've been to around the world essentially.
Unbelievable.
But I find the most joy is what I do typically on an afternoon during the week.
Yeah.
And that is I go to assisted living facilities.
Oh.
I have about over a dozen in the valley that I go to. I give them an hour. I dress up just like this or my other Mr. Fabulous types of outfits and give them a show.
I can relate to that because I've done a little bit of myself with my accordion music and convalescent homes and stuff. So I know exactly. It's so worthwhile.
Yes.
And I really commend you for doing that. That's
Thank you.
awesome. The thing that I really like about you a lot, I got to bring this up because you won't, is that I just love when I come in, you got that persona about you, man. You're like not only Mr. Fabulous, but you're Mr. Cool too.
Well,
all right, come on, man.
Well,
we go there and we listen to you sing and everybody's just feeling it, man.
It's kind of that East Coast vibe.
I know that.
I got that swag. It just comes naturally. It's not put on, but.
No, believe me, I believe it. It's for real. I've known you for several years now. And I tell you, never change. You're that guy. Let me ask you this before we close. Where can people come see you perform, other than the convalescent homes these days? Obviously, I'm going to try to stay away from there for a while. Okay.
Couple minutes.
Tell us where you're currently performing.
Babalu's restaurant used to be the old Elephant Bar.
Yeah.
St. Louis Way and 111. We're there every Friday night.
That's in Palm Desert, right?
In Palm Desert. Yeah. Fabulous Fridays. We do Motown, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah.
Prince, we rock the house. We go from 7 to 11. Reservations are recommended because we take no prisoners.
Tony, since our show is called California Limelight, what brought you to California?
Well, I told you I'm from the East Coast, in the Philadelphia area, and people used to ask me that all the time. And I said, how did you wind up in the desert from Philadelphia? And then I asked them, have you ever heard the term witness protection?
Oh, you too, huh?
And then everybody starts, laughing and talking about the weather.
When I was a little boy, my dad put me on a train from Detroit. We stopped over in Chicago. We ended up in California with my mother and my brother. And to this day, I'm the happiest guy in the world. And my dad got me, it was Motown. Yeah. I love that about it.
Indeed.
But believe me, we're in a better place here.
Indeed.
It's been a mystery, but still they try to see
Wendy, and thank you so much for joining us here on California Limelight. Tell us, before you get into your performances here in Las Vegas, how did it all begin?
I was born and raised in Las Vegas, and I started singing at the age of 11, and then at 16 I started singing professionally downtown at a club called The Mint.
As I look back on yesterday, it's left a trace of blues I can't erase.
What is that like, growing up so close to one of the most famous performance cities in the world?
Amazing, amazing. My father was an entertainer and from Chicago, sang and wrote music, so I was just brought up in it, and it just came natural.
He loved you since he knew you. He wouldn't bow down to you. How to tell you how he feels. He won't share you with another boy. You know his mind is made up.
Vegas has become a wonderful open place for jazz and, of course, always music. And now even more so, it's really opened up, and there's a lot of new clubs that it's becoming the mecca for. It used to be a joke about dead-end jazz, but really, there's so many clubs now that are welcoming, live jazz and entertainment.
You have a really amazing range in your voice that provides you with the skill to really excel in jazz and all sorts of different platforms that you put yourself on. So can you elaborate a little bit more about what makes you stand out from other performances here in Vegas?
I am a songwriter and an artist, so I like to take music and put my own self into them and honor the songwriters always and the people who recorded them. But as an artist, you always want to have your own take on something, and I like taking songs from the 60s and 70s and 80s and really just doing my own take on them, but still honoring the songwriter.
I'm okay alone, but you got something I need. Well, I've got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I think that we should get together and try them out, you see. A love like ours will never die as long as I have you near me.
I've got a new CD out. It's called Pacific Shore, and we released the first song called I Can't Wait, and it's been getting some good reviews and airplay.
I can't wait to get home to you all day long. I can't wait to get home.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations on the CD release. And if you want to see your performances, how can they see you here in Vegas?
Well, pretty soon wendysings.com is going to be up, but right now I'm just, if you look up Wendy Carianus, which is a very long last name, you could find it on Karigianes. Windy like the wind.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, I'm with Doug Vermeeren, and you had been featured on many magazine covers, including in movies as well, and you just got back from an award show, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, let's just show you. I happened to be at an award ceremony that took place in Los Angeles recently. For those of you who don't know, kind of what happens is while the Academy Awards are running, there's lots of viewing parties and other award shows that happen in the city for those that did not get invited to the big show. So yeah, I didn't get invited there, but I cleaned house there. And sort of what they do is they give out awards, very similar to the Academy Awards, but could be for independent film and other films that were not necessarily nominated. And all the categories are very, very similar. So I got nominated for Best Actor, and so I came home with this little guy and pretty excited about it. It's been fun.
One of the roles that you played in was actually a hitman, which is very interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about that and your character development and all that, and what went into that?
Sure. Actually, the hitman one was super fun. One of the reasons I actually even decided to take on that role was that it wasn't your typical kind of shoot 'em up, let's all get bloody kind of role. I love the character's name is Samuel Finch, and I love that they try to explore the more humanistic view of who he was, how he thinks, how he feels, why he makes the decisions that he does, and even his apprehension in the job that he has, but also in how should we say, the subtle delights of eliminating certain people who kind of have it coming. So it was it was really, really fun to explore that. And I think for those who see it, you'll recognize that it's not your typical hitman movie.
What is it like in the entertainment scene in California and even in worldwide?
Wow, it's interesting because I've been fortunate enough. I've done movies in Canada. I've done movies, obviously, in the United States, all over. I've done movies in Asia and also in Europe, specifically the UK. So I guess the reality is the North American, or how should I say, the Hollywood sort of view of films has overflowed and affected every one of those markets. So a lot of the elements of how they approach film are very similar in many respects, but there's also a lot of little things that are different in each of those areas. So for example, in Asia, you don't really need to have the permits in place or any of these things like you normally would in North America, especially if you're using, say, gunplay in a city street or explosions or fast cars or any of that. In Asia, it's just kind of like you get some friends, they block off a street, pay the local police to look the other way, and it happens. So it's bizarre. But in places like the UK, of course, it's a lot more strict, and there's policies in place that, keep us all safe, protected, and also keep the shooting private and controlled.
So what is the future for you looking like now?
Oh boy, busy as can be. It's probably this guy's fault. Shame on you, but thank you. In all seriousness, I actually go back onto the next film that I'm doing, I think, and I'm going to get this wrong, but it's Big Cats. It's a scary movie that I'm shooting in London, England, starts May the 8th. Then I go immediately from that. There's some people that I met that have produced some stuff for Lifetime, Hallmark, and a variety of the other shows. They're doing their first show for Shudder, a scary movie, and it's called Tenants, like an apartment tenant. And so I'm a lead in that, and I have to be in LA to film that on the 15th of May. Then I've also got a film later on this year that I'm doing in Toronto, Canada. Oh, sorry, even rewinding, April 2nd. I have to be for The Lurker. I play a police officer on the film The Lurker, and we're shooting at Niagara Falls.
Wow, that's cool. Sounds like you're really busy.
Yeah,
And Niagara Falls is gorgeous.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I hope they don't throw my character over the falls and expect me to do the stunt. We'll find out. It's not in the script, but things happen. Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Doug. We're looking forward to seeing you in all your next films.
Thanks for having me.
We are excited to launch the first of our segment of Top Trends of the Week, where we take a look at a sample of what is trending and catching the attention of people all around the globe.
So starting off with Chuckecheese, which has launched a YouTube channel beloved mouse generations have come to know and love. They promise an exciting and new platform, including interactive dance tutorials and challenges, zany songs, skits featuring Chuckecheese himself and his friends, and remixing music tracks. Wow, designed to engage and entertain kids and families at home or wherever they may be. Ay, ay, ay.
I thought Chuckecheese was closing and going out of business several years ago, but I guess they were just evolving. I have a more recent experience being at Chuckecheese as an adult with my friend's daughter, who she was just turning 5 years old at the time, and she was obsessed with Chuckecheese. She was absolutely enamored by the mouse, and it was her birthday party, so he comes out to sing happy birthday to her, and when he was done, he tossed up some tickets that fluttered right past her. All the other little kids were picking up the tickets all around her, and she locked eyes with Chuckecheese, and she bellowed with the most amount of gusto she could summon and said the following: "Chuckecheese, I want to sleep with you!" And it was so loud that all the adults in the room looked over and started giggling because it was such an obscure thing to say. And I was a little embarrassed standing right next to her being like, okay, pick up some tickets. And
Well, there's one thing I know I'm never going to do is lock eyes with Chuckecheese. I'll tell you right now. That's for sure. Ay, ay, ay. What else we got going on, Steph?
all right, so while Paramount Pictures intends to remake the 1958 Alfred Hitchcock-directed psychological thriller Vertigo, with Robert Downey Jr. eyeing the James Stewart lead role with the former police detective forced to retire after a line-of-duty trauma that leaves him with a fear of heights and vertigo.
Last time I saw Robert Downey Jr. was an 11 o'clock news here in the Palm Springs area. But it's all good.
Well, it is very surprising. I know he's played some serious roles in the past, but especially as of recently, he's more famous for being Iron Man, and a bit of a funny guy, I would say. So it is kind of a surprising thing for him to take on, wouldn't you think?
I would think so.
But it also sounds like he's tackling a very serious topic that a lot has changed since 1958. So it'll be interesting to see how this movie is reinterpreted and received by audiences in today's world.
Is it going to be in black and white or in color?
I would color, I'd hope.
Okay, now here's a trend we've been hearing about and we just can't wait to avoid. Artificial intelligence, also known as AI. It has been trending. All has the incredible power of generating photos of every corner of the imagination, to writing essays and reports, all with minimal human effort. Can you believe that?
It is hard for me to wrap my head around, and of course there has been a lot of serious reactions, such as cautious concern and fear of further computer automation, yet it also bears incredible untapped potential and ultimately hope. On one hand, AI could have the potential of replacing workers, and that is understandably fearful for many, but on the other hand, it can also aid in productivity, enabling workers to have much more productivity and ultimately more free times to enjoy their lives.
You know what? I can tell where your college education comes into this whole thing, but the only AI I know is Allen Iverson. He was a basketball player for the Philadelphia 76ers, for crying out loud. Unbelievable. You know, back in the day, big change in technology was when they invented the first computer. I mean, the first computer was the size of a bedroom, okay? It's big hunks, machinery and stuff. I remember going to the first computer seminar that I went to, and I go, this stuff's never gonna last. I'll take typing class instead. And then later, though, I did catch on. I did catch on later. You know, I was
Did
driving.
your typing come in handy, or do you still do that?
Well, actually, no, I forgot about typing. I took photography instead because it was dark. Girls in the class as well, you know. Anyway.
With the red light, yes.
Oh, that was bad. Anyway, but I did take the big steps. I did get me one of those brick telephones, okay? But, you know, it took me a while to get it hooked up because I had to make a little more money. I spent all my money, $500 to get the brick. So I would be driving down the freeway, and I'd see a nice-looking girl driving alongside me, and I'd pick up that brick. I act like I'm talking on the phone. I look over there, how you doing? Next offering. Okay, everything's good. Anyway, that's my experience with AI. Jesus, I can't believe it.
It's amazing how far technology has advanced. But even for people in my generation who've been exposed to computers at a young age, the advancements make our head spins as well.
All joking aside, can you walk into a restaurant and not see a child with some sort of a computer in front of them playing games and stuff like that? It's a new babysitter.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Well, it's a whole new world now.
Well, it sure is. And once again, I feel like Regis.
I'll help you along.
Okay, you know what? I'm so glad that they teamed this up because I think I need your help.
So those were our top trends of the week. If you have topics that you would like to suggest or see on our show, send us a message on Facebook, which is California Limelight, or email us at californialimelightps@gmail.com.
You got it. Well done.